All right, we're recording, man. What's good, dude?
Just chilling as per usual.
Drinking a coffee. So tell me, where you at right now?
Um, right now I am in Tennessee visiting my girlfriend.
Sarah?
Um, yeah, for the next, I think I'm here till Tuesday, so I'm here for another 4 or 5 days. Um, and then I'll fly back, and then like 4 days later, I'm flying to Boston for that conference. The what is it? What is it? Hypergrowth,
Hypergrowth? Yeah.
which is crazy that you're going as well. You're going to
So
the Stanford one, then.
John Hantis, I was in Boston like last month, and John Hantis was someone I met there. He sent me a code for it, and then when I was registering, I accidentally registered for the San Francisco one.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure I could probably switch it. He even told me
do it.
he's like just sign up. I told him like I'm not even sure if I can go because I've been traveling a lot, so I've been trying to like just kind of settle down and actually just focus on my family and focus on actually building my business. Because
Yeah.
while I'm out, I'm making a lot of content and I'm doing a lot of stuff, but I'm not like I feel like I'm just it's not sustainable to always be traveling.
Yes, I
Very
would agree.
taxing.
Yeah,
So, but now that you're going, that would be really cool to actually make it out there for that. Because like we've never actually met in person,
yeah.
which is
We've never met in
crazy.
person, and I'm going with Taylor and Mary from the Over the Thread podcast. Some of my friends said, like, we've never met in person. We've done like 6 podcasts together, so it'll be
Okay.
kind of crazy.
Okay. That
It's a
would
big meetup.
that actually sounds like a really good idea. So it's the fourth, huh? I'm gonna end up
Yeah,
traveling. I'm gonna end up traveling all
E-
September too. Now.
yeah. I didn't plan that. So I finished a contract at the end of July, and then my next contract for work is the end of September. So I've really just got like these 2 months. I knew these 2 months I wasn't gonna be working, but I didn't know I was gonna be traveling the whole time or like doing stuff the whole time. But it
Yeah.
worked out perfectly.
So, how'd you get into hypergrowth then?
Same thing. Taylor knew a guy, and we got a code and did the Boston one. Even though with the Airbnb and the plane tickets, it ends up being about the same price as what it would be if I like just lived in Boston. But
Yeah.
the
Okay.
experience is going to be there.
So that's pretty interesting. Are you starting to do more stuff around marketing and things like that, or
I really just feel like I need the whole thing, and I
yeah,
think that everybody kind of needs the whole thing. But
the business
yeah,
side?
yeah,
You see what I'm saying? Like I've been traveling and I'm now just starting to formalize my workflows of how I edit a podcast, how I actually cut it up, I mean it changes all the time, but like when I was on the road, I don't know, I just felt like I don't know, when you're in a new city, you're not like going to be like, all right, well how can I, best improve my business right now? You're like, let me go out and explore and do cool things
yeah.
and talk to people
It's
and
tough to figure it out or to figure out a balance.
mhm.
Interesting.
So, your girlfriend's in class right now?
Yeah, she's doing a lab, so it's like a that's why I've got this 2 hours. It's like 2 to 4.
I like all the Starbucks drinks reviews you guys have been doing.
Thanks, man. Dude, those are fun. They've got a new drink that we need to do. It's like a protein something or another that we need to try.
That's cool. So it's like a constant stream of new content to make.
Yeah, and I
Something
enjoy them,
full
and
fun to do.
it's the most talked about outside of comments. Like in person, people will be like, "Oh, what drink are you gonna do?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I forgot that. Thanks for noticing." And that's why we just did that one. We went to they've got like a local gas station chain called Stewart's that we did um just like a whole kind of a store review, but it was just like of 3 of their most popular things. And it was because some of her family and friends said that we should do that, and we're like, oh, that's good. So like now I want to just do reviews based on recommendations,
Of
which is pretty
products,
sweet. Yeah.
tech products. So that's with your Bayfield tech channel?
Well, no. That was on my regular channel. That was we did like ice cream or no, we did a coffee and some like soda, but it was
Oh, that's
because
right. Okay, okay.
they liked our Starbucks reviews and like, hey, you should do a review on this. But the tech stuff is that so I separated the tech channel from my channel because I feel like it's a more niche market and I
Hmm.
don't want them, even though sometimes I think maybe that was a mistake. but I also don't want my channel to be flooded with that stuff, because having a tech review channel is definitely more of a like for the money. I mean, I enjoy it, but it's more like a for the money thing. Whereas my channel, I want it to be like an authentic, like journal in a way.
But you like doing the tech stuff,
I
obviously. So it's
100% like doing.
not
It's
just for the
yeah,
money.
but
You're
it's
saying
definitely not for the money. But I feel like if I ever were to get sponsors, it's not as easy to explain
more
that.
professional.
Right.
More
Yeah.
business.
Professional. Yeah.
That's a better way to put it, I think.
Yeah.
That's a good
Even
point,
though
man.
even on my tech channel, I want it to be an authentic, in its own separate way. I don't know. Working that out.
So, from my channel, it's like the channel that continues to evolve and everything is all in one. But I had a crazy idea. I've been doing the podcast. I think this is like going to be number 41, which is crazy.
Wow.
Like 1 week I did like, there was like 2 weeks in a row I did like 20 or I did like one every day or something. It's crazy after VidCon, and I just had a bunch of content. But so yeah, every podcast I do is a little bit different. So there's this guy on LinkedIn, Mark Metry. He's just turned 21. He was actually at LinkedIn Local Boston. I think he's actually going to be also at Hypergrowth. That's another reason why I want to go. But and so he's 21. He made a bunch of money on a Minecraft server, like when he was like 15, selling. Like he had a community and he was selling microtransactions, and he made like hundreds of thousands of dollars. So
dang.
He's a pretty cool guy. But he has the podcast Humans 2.0, which is like a top 100 podcast, and he talks to people like Tim Ferriss. Like, started out just small, but then now it's gotten to be pretty big, and so he has a pretty interesting podcast. So anyways, I was talking to him like, we should do I'd love to have you on my podcast, but the setting is we just drop into a Minecraft world and we just start building and just start talking. And the analogy is that, like, yeah, you get the picture.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, I think that's pretty sweet.
Because obviously, like, he played Minecraft at 1.2. I've played it, and I talked to him like, are you strictly against it? Like, now that you became Human 2.0, like he basically went through this realization, about like when he was 19 or something, just everyone's kind of like going through the motions. No one's really like aware or awake and like growing, so he kind of went through that inflection point. And so since he hasn't played Minecraft, but I just thought it'd be an interesting, format for a podcast.
Yeah, that's crazy. That would be so sweet. And and it's like, it like just brings it full circle.
It's an analogy for the world, man. Once you start getting deep into Minecraft, you're like, oh man, what is the difference between reality and Minecraft? Not much.
That's so true. Dude, Minecraft was the stuff. That was like my jam forever.
I can't believe it only came out in 2009. Like, it's not even 10 years old.
Oh,
like,
really?
When did it come out?
That sounds about right.
Pull it up, Jamie.
Hey, Jamie, let's see.
Minecraft. Release date May 17th, 2009.
2009. Dang. Huh. Yeah. See, and I feel like that was about the time I was playing it. I think that I was like probably 2010, but still, that's crazy.
It was like, I guess I would have been a junior in high school.
So, I don't remember time frames. I was probably a freshman. No. 2011. I graduated. I was like in 8th grade. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You're a lot. I forgot.
I thought you were
like a year younger than me. You're like Mark Metry's age.
Yeah, just 22, I just turned 22.
Right? Okay, yeah, he just turned 21. So, yeah, but overall, just pretty cool stuff that's been going on, especially with LinkedIn. And
yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm actually shadow banned on LinkedIn right now. It's kind of hard to tell. I posted some controversial stuff and
the waxing stuff.
No, actually that was a really successful video.
Nice.
Yeah, that one got like 3,000 views, and like 300 people in Phoenix viewed her content, which is relative to her, right? If the goal was to market her small business in the Phoenix area, it's cool that LinkedIn showed me the stats of who actually got to see it. So,
yeah, that's sweet, huh?
So it was like an $80 service I got for free, but I feel like she got at least $80 worth of if she did like paid advertising. That's maybe
for sure, dude. Paid advertising is ridiculous. It doesn't add up.
On LinkedIn, it's really expensive, but it's really cool because it's really targeted. You can advertise to a specific company So you can almost make a video for a specific, like tailored to a specific person or problem that a company is experiencing, and then like pay LinkedIn to have that video show up in those people's feeds in a specific area. Like it could be like 100 people, and you like, but it ends up being like $10 per. The cost per click is like kind of pretty high, but
yeah, dude, I need to learn some of that stuff, like advertising to different, like Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn.
that is where a lot of the opportunity, I think, is. Unfortunately, organic is good. You need to have that, but it's kind of like Mark Metry said. He's like, it's like a video game to him. That business is actually not really the hard part. It's the hard part is like when you talk to people, friends and family that are going through some difficult time, and there's some emotional complex thing going on. That's like the difficult low parts in life. But for him, that business and entrepreneurship and all this stuff is kind of like an escape, it's like a simple problem to solve or something.
Yeah, I could see that. Interesting.
He answered a question that said, if you were like, let's say your podcast, and he has a marketing agency that's like kind of geared towards VR agencies, like VR companies, virtual reality. And the question was asked, if like both those are gone, what would you do? And he had like $5,000 to start a business. He said doing, smart social media marketing for small businesses, go out, start talking to people. Before he even made a website, he would start getting clients to pay him to do that, and then build up some capital, and then eventually maybe have some sort of inbound system and something that you can sell. So then you kind of have like a passive income, right? Like a course or something, right? It's kind of weird. Almost like Tai Lopez kind of stuff, or
it's sweet.
It's interesting to hear that. Yeah. And he's like, then I basically would just go back into doing what it is I'm doing now, start a podcast, start a VR marketing agency.
How does that work? VR marketing?
So
strictly to VR?
I don't think, no. So like the marketing is not in virtual reality, but it's like a virtual reality company.
Oh, okay. Oh,
and then he'll market them under traditional channels. So kind of like how my marketing agency is kind of more geared towards industrial automation, right? What I used to do as a living, but his would be more geared towards VR because that's like an interest of his or something. So he kind of specializes in that, in serving those clients.
Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. Interesting.
But yeah.
Marketing's big.
Take the glasses off.
Ooh, getting real.
Oh, now I have like a mark on my.
Nice. Dude,
You like my shirt?
I had to buy some. What is it? Oh, wait, is that a Joe Rogan shirt?
No, it's just a primitive, cultivated in California, marijuana stoner shirt.
Sweet. Have you seen any of Joe Rogan stuff? It's all primitive.
Oh, really?
And Primal Instinct, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. No. My sister just got this shirt for me a few years ago, and I mean, I like the colors and stuff, so.
Yeah. Faded on black is never bad. Dude, I need to go to California. I went, my uncle lives in West Hollywood, and I've like visited once.
You've only been to California once?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think my mic is coming out pretty low. I'm looking at my OBS levels. I just got to be a little bit closer to it.
I just did a little mini review on the SM7B.
Oh, no way?
The phone. Yeah.
Nice. What's your
my friend got one.
Synopsis?
It's ridiculous. Like, the mic is crazy. I was doing a snap test where you can snap like in front and behind it, and you literally can't hear snaps behind the mic, which is like
it's got a really good rejection.
Yeah.
That's why it's so good for podcasting when you're sitting across the table from someone. You don't want your voice going into your mic and theirs, therefore creating a small delay. And
yeah, don't want that. And then it just sounds like echoing. But yeah, no, that's wild.
So, you've seen the videos where I take this thing around to like conferences and then just set it up, and I pass it back and forth.
Passing it.
It ends up working out because, I mean, I just only started doing that because I only had one mic, because they're like $400, so I was like not buying two. Especially because 99% of the time we're doing something like this where I don't need the second mic.
Where you just need one,
be a waste, So. But then it ended up working out pretty well that when there's only one mic, you're more focused on listening to the other person.
Yeah.
And so it actually changes the dynamic of the conversation in an interesting way that when people start talking onto the mic, when I pass it to them, they start free flowing more rather than kind of a back and forth conversational thing. It's kind of different.
Too hard about their answers.
Yeah. And so one of the things that I'm considering doing, which is kind of what I really discovered it in the last month, but I did a Zoom call like this with my client, and I posted that to my podcast, whatever, right? But then now I'm taking that and making like 8 little 30-second to 2-minute videos, and then posting that on their LinkedIn page, posting that on Twitter, Instagram, and that's how we generated the content to actually post, market their business. So it's actually working out to be a pretty cool format.
Huh. Yeah, that's interesting.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Huh. Yeah.
So I don't know. That might be an easy way for me to help pick up more clients and kind of scale my what I can do,
Yeah, and I'm starting to realize the not quantity over quality, but definitely posting, like having as much content as possible.
Yeah.
Does end up working out in the long run, which it seems like I've always thought like you don't want to like pound things over and over and over again, just like useless stuff. But if it's like a 7 out of 10 and you're just posting like a ton, and it ends up like working out. Like with my podcast, like I think I get like 30 views a podcast, but I have one every single day, so it adds up, and I feel like that's gaining like extra traction for it.
How do you feel about your YouTube subscriber growth? Do you feel like it's kind of tough game?
It's definitely tough, but I think I hit 1,000 maybe in February.
You hit it this year.
1330. Yeah.
Okay, 1330.
So like it's.
And last time I checked, you're like 1,200.
Yeah. I'm at 1334 right now.
That's pretty good when you look at it on a percentage scale. Like I crossed 500 right when I quit my job back in May.
Was that 3 months ago?
Just over 3 months ago, and now I'm at 600, almost 599. So maybe we'll hit 600 this video.
It's like an 18% growth. Like when you look at it, like
that's 20%.
Is it 20%?
100 out of 500 is 20%.
True. Yeah. Even though I feel like I have like a notepad somewhere at my house where I would write down. So I would upload one on Monday, then upload on Thursday. Like I was uploading different days and at different times, trying to see which one had the fastest growth in one day and then for the whole week. So like how many views did it get the first day and then versus the whole week kind of thing. And like I was trying to figure out what days are the best, and it looks like it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because maybe
it's more about the engagement.
Yeah, it's more about the engagement, and I think that people are too focused on that first day. Like, because I'll look at it and like Fridays are definitely better than any other days for the first day, but for the week, they all look exactly the same. Like
that makes sense. Yeah.
As you, especially what algorithms work now with some things.
Well, not just lagged right there.
Whoa.
No, it's good now. I'm gonna gain up a little bit.
Thank goodness.
So, hyper growth, man.
Yeah, I'm stoked. It's just a 1-day conference too.
For $5.99, that's pretty.
Yeah.
Is it also like kind of a concert too? Like, is there someone performing?
I hope not. I don't want to. I'm not about that.
Okay. I actually had an idea about having like a hybrid conference and music festival in one, but maybe that's
interesting. I'm imagining that there's going to be a lot of intermission time to like talk to people.
The reason why I thought the San Francisco one would be dope is that I'm doing 2 conferences this month. Or in September. So I'm going to a Viva World, which is a software technology that is, one of the softwares that my client uses, and it's pretty well known throughout the industry. I mean, for example, my dad used to work at Wonderware like 20 years ago. So it's a pretty well known player within the industry, and they're having a like a global conference in September in Dallas. So I reached out to one of the local distributors, Wonderwear California, and I've worked with them on the podcast before, and so they are sponsoring me to go. They're paying for my hotel and like 300 bucks, like a stipend to be there.
Dang.
And I'm going to interview some key people there, talk to different people, kind of like bring the podcast there and then help market, create interesting content for them to put out on their LinkedIn page, but also like for me and my podcast. So it's kind of like a hybrid. It's interesting. It's the first time I'm doing it, so I'm still trying to figure it out, but it should be pretty cool. Because the way I see it is, imagine if that company had an employee that they wanted to send to this conference to have a presence there. It would cost a lot more than just, they'd have to pay for that person's flight and conference ticket and all that stuff anyways, and pay them a salary. So why not just hire a contractor like me, that's what I do, is go around the world, make content, talk to people, and help them get their message out. So
yeah, it's really a win-win.
So yeah, I'm doing that September 10th, 11th, and 12th, and then the following week there's one in Folsom, which is kind of like a competitor company. They have a conference in Folsom, so I'm gonna go to that one too, and then that way kind of have exposure at both conferences. And then the following week would be that Mondays. It would be in San Francisco. So if I was already in Folsom, I could just kind of be up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so with my fiance back at work, it's kind of hard to travel. Like, she was off work this whole summer, so I could just literally go whenever, and she'd be there to watch Zoe. Now she's like in Hawaii right now, so I'm watching Zoe today, and I couldn't travel anywhere.
Huh. Yeah. Austin has Casey Neistat though. And and what's the other, Jocko Willink? Have you ever heard his podcast?
No.
So good. I just heard, I saw him on, somebody else had a podcast with, it was Theo Vaughn. Have you ever seen Theo Vaughn's podcast? It's the greatest. Oh my dude. There's a list of people that you've got to, Jocko Willink and Theo Vaughn was a brilliant podcast, because Jocko's like a ex-Marine or ex-military of some sort. It's good stuff. He's very hardcore.
I'm gonna ask them if it's possible to switch.
Do it. And we could do a podcast live and in person.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, man.
I'll actually have a mic then.
Mark Metry will be there, so
yeah.
It's funny because I'm talking about his podcast. I've actually never listened to his podcast. I see small videos on LinkedIn. I see his I follow him on Instagram, and I actually watched another show, Coffee with Kyle's, and they have a show they started on LinkedIn, and they had him on their show, and that's where I learned the story about how he started with the Minecraft server. And pretty interesting story, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. Huh.
So what else you've been streaming a lot of Fortnite still, or?
Dude, I haven't. Went to
You were going ham, man.
I was. And then when I went to New York with my girlfriend, so I went to New York first. I know. Well, it's just preschool last end of the week thing.
Preschool?
Yeah, dude. Preschool's finally so we went to New York for a week, and then I went home for one day, and then I'm here for a week and a half, and then I'm gonna be back in the swing of things for like 3 days, and then Boston, and then I'll actually be in the swing of things. But no, I need to start streaming again. I enjoy it. Like the actually like gaming part is just like okay, but it's the people that makes it fun.
You like the community.
Yeah, the community is exciting, because even though it's dwindling, like it's hard to sustain. Like there's like we have like a solid like 5 or 6 people, but it's tough. It's fun though. We did a podcast with people from our Discord server, and it was big. Like everybody was sharing it. I'm
pulling up. That's pretty sweet. I'm pulling up Hypergrowth Drift webpage on the podcast right now. For anyone who's watching on YouTube after the fact, because I'm not live streaming right now. I'm just recording.
I couldn't get OBS to work on my Mac. I've never been able to. It never gets desktop audio.
Oh, that's weird. That's annoying. Yeah, dude. So, what do you want to know, man? We haven't talked since like, May or something. Like it was probably right after I quit.
It's been forever. We did, because we
Drop
talked
everything
right
and quit.
Oh, that's right. What a solid title. The let's see.
Oh, drop everything and just start or something.
That I don't know. Where all have you been? Because you went to.
Did you see my birthday video?
No, I saw it in my feed, but I haven't seen it. I haven't watched it yet.
That one's watch later. I did a little highlight reel of like places that I went. It's within the first minute.
I think I did. I think I watched the reel. I didn't watch the whole thing.
Yeah. So after about 2 minutes, I drop into a video that I sent to a prospect, which then became my client, to convey to them to work with me, basically what my vision was, how I felt, they should be paying me a lot of money to basically do what it is that I just then went and did. So it's kind of like tying that whole story back together. But yeah, so I even talked about it in the video. I'm like, I'm gonna double down on the podcast. I'm going to put content out for your company, for under your brand, and then I'm also going to do my own thing, and whatever that may be, you guys are helping me make that possible. So I talked about like traveling and I didn't even know about LinkedIn Local at the time, but then LinkedIn Local ended up kind of being that real anchor piece that kind of tied me into different communities. So like I started out, I went to LinkedIn Local Dallas and met the Coffee with Kyle guys and met a bunch of people there. And I went to LinkedIn Local Phoenix. I went to VidCon. I went to Utah a couple times, but that was just to visit my mom, my mother-in-law. I went to Hawaii on a little family vacation, worked from the beach because now I'm not like tied to a desk. I went to New York City for a couple days, had a podcast, like a flash meetup event there at a Starbucks in Times Square. Like people drove to meet up with me, which was really cool. Then I went to Boston, LinkedIn Local Boston, kind of went up on stage and actually spoke in front of the group for a few minutes there, which was really cool to get more experience public speaking, because that's something I wanted to do more of. So then I flew back. I lost my hat and my glasses broke, so that was kind of a shame. But
I saw that. I saw that on LinkedIn actually.
Yeah. So then
widespread.
Yeah. Then what else did I do? I went to Dallas a couple times. I went to Dallas quite a few times because that's where my client is. So every time I would go, I would kind of see them. And then, so then last week I went to Goldie Chan, she had her 365th daily LinkedIn video, like every day, didn't miss one. Casey Neistat, full, status. Her 365th video, and she had a party in Dallas. So I went there for that. And then the next day I went to LinkedIn Local Milwaukee, which was a good one to go to because there's a guy named Quentin Allums, otherwise just known as Just Q, and he has a company and a community called the Misfits, and so they really hosted that LinkedIn Local, and they're really crushing it on LinkedIn and Instagram, but primarily LinkedIn is kind of where they're where they're kind of building their business off of. But it's really cool to go there, see what they're doing, like collaborate with them. I mean, they're basically top influencers. I think Quentin has almost 20,000 followers, which is like a lot for LinkedIn. And he has like 5 million plus content views on LinkedIn. Dang. So that imagine that would be like, pretty successful YouTube channel amount of views, right? Because then from there it just continues to go up,
Yeah, the more views you have and the more followers you have, the more you get. Like it's all in a bell curve.
Yeah.
Or in a exponential curve.
Yep.
It's crazy.
And then there was a guy, Willie Morris, who was from New York. He actually built a business with Gary Vaynerchuk. He's done like a lot of entrepreneurial stuff, and then now he's like kind of a content creator. Lives in New York City. Has been doing a lot of LinkedIn stuff. He was a panelist there. I got to meet him, and there's a company, Margle Media. They make viral videos for Facebook publishers. So like imagine like Facebook page like funny gifs or like funny cat videos or whatever, right? And they have like millions of likes on Facebook and their videos get a lot of views. They'll pay Margle, and Margle will source that content, make those viral videos and publish them for them. And so they're kind of like a viral video agency.
Interesting.
So I got to talk to their founders. They're a couple like really young, like our age, like 24, I think, 25. And yeah, it was pretty cool. I had them on the podcast. It was interesting, you know, talking to them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
But now they have like, so they started out just them two editing videos, and then now they've grown, like they got investment. They've grown the company to like 37 employees, and pretty interesting.
Yeah. Huh. How many people would you say you've like, well, you've done, you said this is your 41st podcast. Does everyone have a person? Like everybody
Yes.
has a guest?
So the VidCon one, there was like 7 of those, and those are like 10-minute podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
So that, I don't know, keep that in mind. But yeah, other than that, it's all been, I've done like 2, I think, by myself. I wrote a book, so, and I put that as a podcast on the podcast. So I used dictation to tell my story, and then I went afterwards and cleaned it up. But I talked about how I used Airbnb to get my first rental property, and really how I used Airbnb as a proving ground to explore live video, explore, you know, doing video collaborations, getting paid, you know, building a community. And so that's kind of what I talked about in the book. And that book's on Amazon now, which is pretty cool.
Oh.
So
I want to write a book for sure. I just need a topic.
Yeah.
No, I don't want it to just be like a, I don't know. I gotta want to write about a specific topic, if that makes sense. Like I don't want to just like force it.
Writing is hard for me. That's why I like doing videos, is because it's a lot easier to talk than it is to write for me.
I 100% agree. I know that you can get people to write for you, but that's a
ghostwriters.
penny. Yeah, no, not ghostwriter. Like they'll come and interview you, and
okay.
Like based off of you answering the questions, they'll write the book based on that. That's how a lot of people do, like an autobiography, or no, just like a biography. You can get. Actually, I'm trying to think.
That would be an interesting podcast.
I just heard a podcast about it.
You heard a podcast about that?
Yeah, it was about this guy got his life story written, but he didn't write it. So it was like he was just with a writer, and they just talked all the time and took notes and whatever.
See, if I was a writer, I think that would be a cool podcast to have, is like document that interview process.
Yeah.
And then therefore use that as additional marketing for the book. But
yeah, like you get like a deluxe package. You buy the book and you get all the audio, like the podcast with it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm really, I like podcasts because I'm like trying so many different things. Like, you know, the whole Minecraft podcast idea. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like, it's almost like video game streaming, but I think at least Minecraft is chill enough where you can actually sit down and talk and like pretend like you're talking, you know, and the blocks like looking at each other. Whereas like if we were playing like, I don't know, Overwatch, let's say for example, like there wouldn't really be that much time in the game to get meaningful conversation out and deep thought conversation. So that would just be more like, hey, we're just streaming video games. Whereas Minecraft, I think it could set an interesting environment to just talk.
Yeah. Have you ever seen those videos where it'll be somebody just playing some video game, but they're talking about like a specific topic? So like they're playing a video game the whole time, but then they're talking about, or they'll do some people do like top 5 things where they're playing a video game. They're like, so here's my top 5, whatever. Then they'll play a clip and then they'll come back and talk for a little bit while they're just playing. Like it's like instead of showing their face, the entertainment is the game. It's bizarre, but like it's a big thing.
People watch it. It satisfies people's needs to like kind of feel like they're multitasking almost or something.
See color and flashing things.
When you start looking at that, when you realize, like when you see a video in your feed and it's visually engaging, it's like It's like crack, man. You can't really pull your eyes off of it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's intoxicating. Is what I've heard it described, and it's so true.
When I'll get on like these weird rabbit holes. Like, have you ever heard of How Ridiculous, like YouTube channel?
Maybe. Not
It's
sure.
like these Australian guys that will do a bunch of stuff, but their biggest like thing right now is they just have this big metal dart that's like giant, and it's got like these like it just looks like a throwing dart, but it's metal, and they drop it from like 150 feet onto just random objects. And I literally spent like 3 hours just watching them do this. And there's what am I getting out of it? And I don't think I'm not getting anything, but I just watch it like for hours. And
Oh
it's
man.
entertaining. I don't know. Like it's bizarre what can keep like engagements and attention.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure that out as well. I want to experience. My friend did this for a while for his YouTube channel. He would do uh kind of clickbait. It was like 80% clickbait and then 20% was actual. But like when Logic, the rapper, had a new album coming out, before it came out, my friend would go and find like all these clips of like leaked, like in the background of videos or whatever. And he just put it onto one compilation, and it's got like 100,000 views, but it's not what he does, but it's just like kind of just brought engagements to his channel. And I think he got like 100 subs from it. But just I want to just experiment with like stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I was also thinking about we just went to a natural history museum, and they had a 24-hour like live cam of just like the mountains, which is sweet. But I want to do a live cam of just like something that just is on all the time on my channel, and people can just come and
That would be
watch.
interesting.
Like maybe like a sunflower growing or something, like just like something that over time has a change, but when you're watching, it's not. It's not like Mr. Beast, the 100-hour challenge, staring at paint.
That'd be crazy.
Oh no, man! Something entertaining, something mildly entertaining.
Mr. Beast said like people should spend more time thinking about video ideas because you can make 100 videos with 10,000 views each, or you can make one video that gets 1 million views.
It's true. I think that's a struggle that I have because I just want to keep putting stuff out.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second.
Okay, he's gone. Everybody, what I want you to know is this this is not a test. Please call your I don't know. The good news is Zach has artwork in the background, so at least I get to stare at that for a little bit. If you're listening to this on my podcast, you're not seeing any visuals, but he has. It looks like his daughter painted it. Oh, he's coming back. He's about to put the headphones back on. Oh, he put sunglasses on, and here we go. What's up?
Thank you for holding down the stream, bro.
Yeah, man.
Even though we're not streaming. I don't
Yeah.
like editing, man.
I don't either at all. That's why I literally have a
An editor?
no, no. I've got a what is it called? When you have everything a template. I have a template on Premiere that I just upload my audio in, and it's got my intro music already. And I put my audio in the render, and that's it. Because I don't like that either.
Well, you kind of lagged. You kind of lagged pretty hard right there. So, how does it edit the video then?
It literally just I open up the template, and it's already got everything in. All I have to do is just drag the audio in, and it puts in the spot that I wanted and what have you. It just makes it's like literally like 3 clicks. And I've got my whole description typed out in a notes app. So it's like I just copy and paste into the description with like a.
But each video has a unique description. You're saying just the templated part?
Yeah. So yeah, like it'll be like the first 2 sentences. If it's a tech review, I'll have all the links to whatever was in there. But the bottom like 25 lines are all the same. It's just like social media and websites and my outro music, stuff like that. I try to streamline it as much as possible.
Yeah, I need to work on more systems like that. Because every podcast I do, I post it through Squarespace. So there's a certain amount of things like I gotta get the audio track, I gotta get the video track. basically on Squarespace, when you post a podcast, it's basically like writing a blog article, but then you put in a sound block, and then that then becomes the podcast for that.
Oh.
So you can have a blog without a sound block and it's just part of the blog, but then if you include the sound block, it's a podcast episode, and then you can connect into it via RSS stream. Really simple syndication, and that's how I publish it to iTunes.
Nice. Yeah, I use Anchor and it feels like cheating. They host it.
There was an issue. Yeah, so the issue I had with Anchor was that like I don't own it, right? Whereas my website, it's like zackscriven.com. Here's my podcast.
Yeah.
So, but you know, the drawback is it only goes to iTunes, and I have to. There's like I mean, it's not that hard. It's like a template, right? I make a copy of the previous one, so then I paste the description. I have the links to my sponsors. Then I have the audio block, which I upload the file to. Then I go in there and make sure it has the right, download link and podcast episode number and podcast episode title. And then I have a YouTube block, and I'll put a link to the YouTube video because I'll have it on YouTube as well, so they can watch the video if they want, or just play the audio. And then it also gets pulled in through iTunes. But I'm still, I don't know. I'd like to be able to get on the other ones, but I just felt like that hasn't been a priority for me right this time. But
it makes sense. The only reason I stay with Anchor is because every update they have is like a home run. Like each time they keep getting better, and I support them, so it's not. Is
it still limited, or does it still play an ad or whatever?
It doesn't for some people, but sometimes it will. Like on my podcast, it's not all the time, but it's only at the very end, so it's like not even. It doesn't really bother too bad. And it's like a 11-second thing just at the very end. It's like, what you just listened to was hosted by Anchor or whatever. But again, that's one of those things where like I support them. So like, I'm fine with that. And they just put in a support feature like Patreon where like you can go and subscribe for the month or whatever.
Via
it's just
Anchor?
via like credit card.
So someone who listens to my podcast could potentially be like, I want to sponsor for $5 a month or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally the same idea as Anchor, just the monthly thing, but it's just straight through Anchor.
As Patreon?
Same thing as Patreon, right.
Okay. Do they get any additional features?
The hosting to all the places is nice.
No, but like as a subscriber, as a Patreon.
Oh, I see what you're saying. No, it's just support.
Okay.
Which is why I still want to work on a Patreon, but
people say that Patreon doesn't work if it's just a support. The Patreon really works when there's a transactional
you
benefit.
Get more stuff.
Like you get either a free access to a live stream would be a good one, or like
which makes sense to me. I mean, have you ever been on Patreon?
What?
Have you ever been on Patreon? It's basically
I've been on it, but not like as a creator.
Oh, okay. From the back end, you basically just have like your own like forum. Like people come to your Patreon thing, and you can have different posts that are separate from your YouTube videos, and like you can have like just like regular blog posts, extra audio, like keys to private stream, stuff like that. But it's sweet.
Dude, you know what? Sorry, just like total tangent, but one of the things I started to think about, what kills my workflow is writing out. I like on YouTube having the links to certain talking points. And so it's a pain in the ass to like go back and re-listen to the whole thing and then write down the talking points. So one of the things I was thinking about doing is during the podcast, like, all right, once we start talking about Anchor, I could just write down, all right, at 35 minutes, we started talking about Anchor. And then I already have that description built out before the podcast is even done, right?
Yeah.
Or like when it finishes, it's already done. Then I can just paste that in for the description and then pin it to the top comment on YouTube, and save a bunch of time.
Yeah, it's so nice. That's what I do. And with my other mic, you can press the record button once. Well, to stop it, you push a stop button. But when you press record, it does a mark. So when I upload it onto my thing, it just got all these little marks. And if I
in the audio
wrote
file?
down, and it just goes straight in there. So then when I have like at 22 minutes, we start talking about Anchor, I can say, okay. And instead of like scanning through, I just see the mark where it was. And I just can go straight there.
That's really cool. I've seen people do that like with a clicker, like when they're doing voiceover work to know where they made the mistakes. But yeah, that would save so much time. I mean, that's really where I've been at my bottleneck is I'll make like a bunch of podcasts. Like I make 4 last week, and then
Mhm.
it ends up being like 2 days to get it all up to YouTube and edited and, you know, on the
Yeah,
blog and cross promoted and oh man, a lot. So that would help out a lot
you
to
just gotta
have
make sure,
systems like
you
that.
see the time thing. Yeah, the
Because
time
what ends
code.
up happening is like I'll post the podcast and then not put the, you know, I'll end up getting to that when I get to it, or you know, not
Yeah,
having the, or I'll just
I'll
put
do
like
that.
basic, like at 15 minutes it was this and at 30 minutes it was that, but really I could have like pretty detailed notes.
Yeah, it's nice. I do that for when I'm editing and I'm if I put cards in the video while I'm editing, I write down what the time was so that when I go and put the cards in, it's
Mm,
that. But it makes it when you do it during, it makes it so much easier. It's like pre-production basically. Like you're just doing everything to make the post-production easier.
yeah,
It's
that's a
nice.
good tip, man.
I got to start making tip stuff like that because I feel like I mean that definitely when I figured that out, it made everything so much easier.
What was it like editing for Mr. Beast?
That was the worst because especially the one that I filmed when I filmed it and then edited it, it was a little bit easier. But when I edited the one that I wasn't there to film, it was so hard because I had to watch. It was I think they had 4 hours of footage that I have to watch the whole thing to see where stuff was. Whereas if I was recording, I remembered where things were. It was rough. They could definitely streamline that better.
Yeah. Wow.
But he's been skyrocketing still.
Yeah, he's what, over 6 million now? He's probably at 7
No,
million.
he's at like 7.5.
What?
Yeah,
He went exponential, dude. What the fuck?
dude. He said he's gonna do a Fortnite tournament for his
He gave
like
away like $1 million.
dude. He just gave away 100,000 to some Fortnite kid. But for the 4 through 10 million subscriber, like the person who subscribed, like my friend Bryce, he said for all those people he's gonna do a Fortnite tournament and there's gonna be like a prize. But that's crazy. Like so it'll be like 6 people, but it'll be I don't know. Then he's
Do you
gonna
think
make a
Bryce
video out
has
of
a
it.
good? Do
Obviously,
you think Bryce has a good shot at winning?
no, no chance. But it'll
He's
be.
terrible at Fortnite.
He doesn't play. He played with us one time, but
I would be practicing if I was him.
I would too. I mean, that's bank.
I I was gonna pull up Mr. Beast on YouTube. Pull it up, Jamie.
Well, he just had a video that was on Phil DeFranco because it's like
My
controversial.
gosh, 7.5.
Yeah, go look at the magnets. Like, can 20,000 magnets stop a bullet?
Yeah.
It's at
48
like 7
million
million.
views.
Yeah.
Can 20,000 magnets
Oh, we're gonna
stop
get
a
pulled.
bullet in midair?
No, don't play it.
Can
Don't play it.
40
Don't. Well, you can play it if you want.
I pulled it. I pulled it. I don't want to get demonetized. Dude, I got demonetized from Epidemic Sound.
Dang.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just putting my messages up. Yeah. So,
He
but
hasn't had a
I mean,
video for a
I'm not
week, though.
subscribed and I'm using their music, so I don't blame them. I guess.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That I always use either SoundCloud music with a Creative Commons license or just the creative music from YouTube because I've been flagged way too many or demonetized way too many times.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, okay, so I'm not even monetized right now, so it's like, why am I gonna pay 15 to license the sound when I'm not even getting anything right now from it?
Yeah.
Like, so it doesn't really hurt me that they steal my monetization, except like maybe one day it will. What's interesting is that they say once you're subscribed and you make those videos that month, you can like cancel and it'll still be those YouTube videos that you made during while you had the subscription will still be licensed.
Interesting. Yeah, actually, I've always wondered that because
Because that
like
would be
they make it
insane to have it perpetually have to pay that, you know, and then they could
Yeah,
like
like
increase the
forever.
price or whatever.
Well, I know for like when we've done music, just like our dumb little rap things, you can go and buy a one-time like creative license and just have it forever. And it's like you can find some cheap ones, but it's not
They
a
charge
subscription. It's just a one-time.
$99 for one song if you do license it that way.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, well, it varies. Like I think we got one for $13, and it was just we just bought the track. But there's
Yeah.
definitely there's some that like it'll be like $500. It's ridiculous.
Well, because
I mean,
the
I guess it makes
difference
sense.
is
Like,
you're not just buying it to listen to it. You're buying it to make a production with it.
well, you're
and to-
buying it to be yours, basically.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
You're buying the license to it.
Yep. Some people can pump out some tracks though.
It's
Like,
like it's a content creation.
yeah, it's their versions of podcasts and whatever. Like they'll, especially because you can come up with like a riff and make like 25 songs off of one thing.
Yeah, they
But
have
it's
a
interesting.
content pillar
Yeah,
like blackmail.
like blackmail.
Blackmail. Have you ever heard of blackmail?
Oh,
You got to listen to some blackmail on Pandora, like Blackmail Radio or
oh, well,
Blackmail on YouTube.
typing it.
I'm sure you've heard of some of their songs.
Really good chance.
So, what else is new, man?
Waiting for this other job to happen so I can make money, and then I'll be good. I really want to figure out just getting a few either Patreon or Anchor sponsors because I don't even really care to make a ton of money. I just want to be able to make sustainable amounts because I just want to keep making stuff.
Yeah.
I think we're going to do a podcast on, I think Taylor and I were going to do a podcast on that topic of getting paid versus like, not like, I don't know, like morale wise,
What do you mean?
getting sponsored, like not doing things for like not selling out, but getting paid to like for your time. Really,
Yeah.
It's not getting paid for your content. It's really more getting paid for your time is how I look at it. Because I'd like to spend more time, but sometimes it's not possible when you're trying to make money somewhere else.
That's why the way I arranged the deal with Intellect was so smart, is that I basically got paid to do what I aligned what they wanted with what I wanted. So
yeah,
it worked out so well.
Mm-hmm. Some places get kind of weird about if you're doing stuff for yourself also, but it sounds like you've got that figured out.
That's what they were paying me for, was to do stuff for myself, because they realized, like I realized, that me as a personal influencer on LinkedIn has just as much, if not more, pull when like I'm in a video with them or I'm sharing their content or engaging with it, that like we really need to rise together. Like need to build both brands simultaneously, and I can't do that if I'm only creating content for them, right?
Yeah.
And likewise, I can't just create content for me, because then what value does that provide for them? So it was like a nice balance. And the podcast is one way that I gained them exposure, because like here we are talking about them right now,
Yeah,
so
it's true.
I talk about them not in every podcast, but they pretty much sponsor the podcast. And like how I was saying, the podcast is now a method of how we actually create content for their business. So we're actually kind of, in a way, I'm educating my viewers, my listeners, on how it is what I'm doing. It's like, isn't that weird? Like I'm documenting through the podcast how I'm doing the podcast.
I mean, it's putting the brand name out. It's just like makes sense to me. There's a lady, or one of our friends has this Facebook account for the Boston Red Sox, and it's on Facebook. It's got like 77,000 people on Facebook, but they've got the people who run it are her and then two other guys they're all a little bit older. I think that they're late 50s, early 60s, and they wanted a younger audience, so they want to try to reach the 20 to 40 range. So they were asking me to be a kind of like a media presence, like just make videos every now and then with me in them. But we're still talking, and she's trying to figure out what they want to do. But it's interesting because I was like, I played baseball all my life, but I don't know like anything about baseball currently. So like I would have to kind of get some fake knowledge. She said that she writes
That's not
for
fake
the Red
knowledge.
Sox. No, it would be fake. It'd be kind of fake.
That's
knowledge.
why. That's why fuck the knowledge. So it's all about your story, because that's what's unique.
Well,
and so you could just talk about
still
that.
Gotta relate. And she wants inside jokes. So the Facebook page is really from what I understand, I need to kind of look more into it. From what I understand, it's like a tight knit group with all these inside jokes, and they all like bicker back and forth. I don't know, but so I've got to like
Do they sell?
learn
Do they sell a product or something on the Facebook page?
They do, but they're not very good at it. Like
Or
they
like
need
swag?
to. Yeah, they've got a bunch of.
That'd be a really good learning opportunity because
I agree.
I've heard, the Facebook people have so many businesses of just Facebook alone.
Hmm.
So
The
being
only
able
thing
to
is,
at least learn from how to build a community and how to be an influencer. What were you gonna say?
I want to have a mentor to do it because what they've built is based off of the guy. His name's Jerry Remy. He's like a announcer for Red Sox in the Boston area, and his Facebook has like, I mean, his Twitter I think has 500,000 followers. So he's like a pretty prominent character, but that's where they got their growth. It wasn't based off of any strategies. It was like pure numbers kind of thing.
Okay.
So they don't have the type of traction to sell stuff. So they've got I don't know. It's more like a forum, sort of like they just all talk to each other and they'll post pictures. And
How are they a business?
They're not. That's the thing. Like it's just a fan
How are
page,
they
really.
going to pay you? Or they're not going to pay you?
So he's got money because he does his broadcasting thing, but they want to make this into a business on it, like a self-sustaining thing, like its own thing. So that I don't know. But that's the issue is I don't have that knowledge, but I need somebody to help with that part. But I don't know. We'll see. I think it's a huge opportunity if it can be done right. It's just crazy how they got to how big they are with like unintentionally. Like they weren't trying to like grow it. It just did.
Yeah. That's a lot of people, man.
Yeah.
60,000?
Yeah. And then he's got 500,000 on Twitter, and the lady that is asking me to do this runs the Twitter. So like she's got power to that. But he's also, I don't know, it's interesting.
That sounds like a cool thing, man.
I think it could be sweet. I just got to figure out an angle and like figuring out how to, because it might like build my audience a little bit, but more I'm looking for just experience, but I got to figure out that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Learning how to build a big community, something.
I have an uncle that does, he's got a Steelers and a Green Bay fan page on Facebook that's got like 200,000 followers on each. Okay. And I've been trying to get in contact with him and he won't respond to my stuff. So I'm trying to see if I can get him to mentor me through it, but we'll see. It's kind of like he does what I'm trying to do, where he made the page, built the audience, and then sold stuff. So I've got if I were to end up in this position, I've already got the build the audience part, then I've just got to do the sell the stuff part. But I need to figure out the way to do that, because you can't just because especially since they already have a store and it just doesn't do well. But their thing is they use, I think, Teespring or like one of those ones where you can make just a bunch of, like they've got like 70 t-shirts and all it is just different colors with the same design kind of thing. So it's just putting a story behind individual products. I don't know. It'll be interesting. Thinking it through. I want to do, I've contemplated trying to figure out making a fan page like that, because it doesn't sound like there's too much to it. It's almost like you just can keep doing them and then eventually you'll just get lucky on one. Like some of my tech videos that just have a ton of views that are no different than the other ones. Like I've got this GoPro one that I have is my biggest one. It's got like, I think 85,000, and it's no different than the way it's like less professional than most of my other ones. And it's like frustrating because I'm like, what did I do different?
The SEO.
Maybe
people were searching for that more.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. And so like I have to change it. It was a thing where it was like GoPro versus $40 camera. It used to be GoPro versus $60 camera. So like every now and then I have to go back and change what it is, and like I change the thumbnail because it goes down in price or whatever. But like it's bizarre, the things that work. And then I just had one. What was it? It was a video I did a while. Oh, it was I did a webcam like showdown thing where like I did 3 different webcams, and it had like 100 views for like 6 months, and then all of a sudden it went up, and I think it's at 16,000 just all of a sudden. Like but I don't what happened there. It just was like straight and then just shot up with no reason.
Dude,
and I get comments.
One of my more popular videos is just a telescope review that I made.
It's so bizarre. Like, it makes no sense to me.
I had affiliate links too. I know I've sold a couple of telescopes from that video because it has like 10,000 views or something, but my Amazon affiliate account got booted.
Oh no.
Because I was like, I guess too small of a creator or something.
They have a new affiliate program where you can make not a shopping list. You can make a list of things that you've done reviews on, and you just post that, and it's different you don't have to be a certain status or whatever, like the affiliate group. Affiliate group you have to like apply to, I guess. With this one you don't have to, but I know for sure I've sold 5 mics from this one thing that I've done, but I didn't have the affiliate group. And like, I'm wondering how many people have bought from the other stuff.
Well, it's not even just that. It's anything else they buy too after they click your link.
Really?
I got credit for, because I had it active at a certain point. I got a couple sales for like stuff that was like completely random. And yeah, it's like I made like $4 off that.
Yeah, see, that's just fun to me. Like, that becomes like a game.
Yeah. I was kind of booty tickled that they kicked me, but I was like, all right, whatever. I'll just focus on making content first, and then let that shit worry itself out later.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. Like, I just emailed the people that it's not even really a sponsorship. That the people that just give me mics and I just review them. It's more like a mutual agreement. Like, they give me stuff and I make content kind of thing. But I know I've sold mics through them, so if I could just get the affiliate link, I feel like that I could get a couple extra bucks.
But have you applied for it?
No.
Apply for it.
I think I need to now that I have the other channel, but I don't know. Have you ever done a YouTube partner program? Not with YouTube, with a outside one. Like, there's like Freedom and Wave.
No, why?
Because I've gotten, I don't remember when I did it, but when I first started this channel, I was on one, and there's no minimum, so you can just go straight in, and it's like they strap you down for like a year, but it was
you did this?
It was
sounds
the worst
like
thing ever.
Multi-level marketer or something.
Well, it was the worst thing at the time. It's kind of what like boosted a little bit. I think I ended up with like 300 subs from it, but it took like I couldn't get out of it. And I think I did get, they didn't have a payout rate like YouTube does, where like YouTube, you have to have $100 payout before you get paid. There's like a whatever, but they like try to entice you with that. So like, I got excited when I would get like $15. I don't know. I definitely, if anybody's listening to this, don't do it. It was fun though. Like, it was interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I think if making less than $100, if that's where you're at, then the payout rate is not your problem. You should be making better videos. Not be there. Yeah. That's not the solution, is to get the payout rate lower.
You're just reaching in the wrong place.
I mean, if it was like 10,000 or something, then I could see that being an issue. Or even, I mean, yeah, ideally you should be getting 1,000 a month. That'd be like a good side income from YouTube or something.
Yeah. But then YouTube pays you without you can be on a YouTube partnership, not a outside thing, or AdSense.
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta that's stuff that I need to learn, but I just don't know where to learn it from.
Yeah, are you not monetized?
I'm monetized on this channel. Yeah.
So you got out of the partnership?
Yeah, dude, I got out of that partnership a while ago.
So did they like have control over your YouTube account? How did it work?
No,
they had license to your content.
I don't even know. I don't even know what it. I literally have no idea.
It was like a scam, kind of.
It would always make my analytics on YouTube show up as 0 for everything, no matter how many views I got. It's like my views went through them, and so if you were to go and look at my analytics, it's like views, and then it cuts off for like 6 months or however long it was, and it's just 0, and then it goes back up. But
that's so sketchy, dude.
It's super sketchy. I don't know.
Oh man.
But yeah. Oh, it's entertaining. Figuring out stuff.
What are some good podcasts that you've been listening to?
I listen to Joe Rogan every time. He's live right now, but I listen to him every single podcast.
We're competing with the Joe Rogan podcast right now.
That's right. And you've got the legit mic. Meanwhile, I'm on my Mac. I don't even know if it's coming through my Mac or my headphones, but
I think it is coming through your headphones. I heard it when you tapped it.
oh, you heard the taps?
I think.
I do
know.
have my phone, but I'm probably just gonna use that for mine. I don't know. But what was I gonna say? Oh, Tiger Belly. That's a great, just easy listening. Bobby Lee.
Tiger Belly.
What else do I listen
Peace
to?
of My Mind.
Peace of My Mind. Baifield, check it out. Theo Vaughn this past weekend. That's another quality one.
Okay.
I've been listening to this one called Sword and Scale. It's like murder cases, and some of them are like so in depth that it's like sometimes I have like a hard time listening to them, but it's like these like crazy murder things. And that's pretty much it. I don't listen to music. I literally haven't listened to music in, I don't know. Like if one of my favorite artists comes out with a song, I'll listen to stuff. But other than that, I never listen to music. On car trips, I listen to podcasts.
Just podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Lately, I've been listening to a lot of Jordan Peterson.
Oh, I love Jordan. I haven't listened to his podcast, but I listen to him on other people's
bite-sized philosophy channel on YouTube, like 5 to 10 minute videos of his lectures, which are pretty cool. And then his episodes on the Joe Rogan podcast, and then he was on the H3 podcast.
Yeah, on H3.
You know what's crazy is like those podcasts are like right down the street in in Hollywood or in Los Angeles, right? Joe Rogan and H3.
Yeah.
So it's like
stop it. Yeah, that's wild.
So I could like I want to be on their podcast one day or something, or have like a studio set up like them, and I could do it in my garage here. It's just I got all this furniture in my garage right now I'm trying to sell, and and it was really hot here in the summer, and I was just traveling, so I haven't even really spent a whole lot of studio time in here, making content.
Are you in your garage right now?
Mm-hmm.
Did you turn it?
I'm gonna check it out. Yeah, I did. So, oh, dude, it's crazy right now. Okay, so I kind of got like this studio set up, but then so there's the door. That's where the old backdrop was facing. Yeah. And now this is just all furniture and shit. And I hung that white sheet up for reflecting the light better. Yeah. And I hung up this blue sheet to cover, like, there's like boxes and stuff right there. Yeah. Just hung that blue sheet, and then I have my daughter's artwork behind me as just kind of like the backdrop. So I mean, it's kind of nice. It works out pretty well. So yeah, I mean, you literally could have convinced me that it was inside, like in like just a room. I would have never guessed a garage. Look at our like a little bit overexposed right here, but whatever.
It's not too bad.
So yeah, that's the garage. Yeah, it's just stuff like that, right? Like I got like a lot of stuff to do. It's like I could be working on the garage, but I'm working on this podcast right now, Stuff kind of, I feel like my life is always like you're sacrificing one area for another, It's not like a complete circle a lot of times, Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so but yeah, I mean, I guess, gosh, it's been a month. So all that furniture came from my Airbnb, and I converted it to long-term renters. So
that's so sweet.
Moved out all the furniture. Now they're just paying monthly. They have like a 2-year lease, so that's gonna just pretty much cover all the expenses right there. And but yeah, now I just gotta sell this furniture and shit. But it's just been low on my to-do list.
Yeah. So did they bring all their furniture? Like whoever the long-term rentals had their, oh, okay. Yeah. Huh. Sweet.
They're pretty cool, so hopefully that works out well.
Yeah.
I mean, if they said they want to stay there longer than that, so if they continue to stay there for like 5-7 years, whatever, that's like a good long-term profitable arrangement. If they're like move out in like a year, then I gotta, then there's vacancy and all this stuff, and it's a hassle, then that becomes not worth it. But in the long run, I think it'll be worth it if they're good tenants. Yeah. So that's what I'm hoping for.
So is it pretty much just covering the rent that you pay for that right now, or the?
Yeah, so it covers the mortgage and the HOA, and then they cover the utilities. So,
okay,
they're paying $22.50 My mortgage is like 2,000 and the HOA is like 180. So there's like $50 to $100 of buffer. So, but
Nice.
luckily because it's so new, there shouldn't be that much maintenance.
Sweet. Huh.
But yeah, I mean,
Nice.
there would actually be a higher profit if I had put more money down, because then my mortgage wouldn't be as high.
Yeah.
But the actual amount that actually goes towards paying off principal right now is about $400-$500. So even as it's paying, even if there's not a positive cash flow of that much, it's accruing $400 to $500 a month in equity by reducing, the mortgage principal amount.
Huh. Not bad.
My sister's
Not
calling me.
bad. Ooh. Guest. Podcast guest.
Hold on. Let me answer this real quick.
Okay. Time to hold the fort down again. So right now, we're back again. What he's doing right now is he said his sister's calling. Hopefully it's not an emergency. Usually when no, that's not true. I was gonna say when my siblings are, I've got a sister. My sister calls, and usually it's an emergency or I don't know. But yeah, so we're back at it. Hey everyone, my name is Bailey Stanfield, and this is the Piece of My Mind. Well, this isn't the Piece of My Mind. This is the Zack Scriven podcast with Piece of My Mind, featuring me. Well, I'm Piece of My Mind. Anyway, what you'll see if you're watching this on Zack's, you'll see that he's using his Shure SM7B. I just borrowed my friend's. That's a ridiculous mic. I'll hold up to my camera. I'm using my phone with a fluffy down it. Oh wait, you're not using this. So my podcast just heard that. It's a fluffy so that it doesn't have it's like a pop filter. I'm assuming Zack won't edit this out. If he does, that's fine. You'll hear it on my podcast. How's everybody doing? We've been at this for an hour and 10 minutes. I'm just sitting here. I was actually going to check Facebook because somebody sent me a message. They sure did. Somebody commented. Oh, look at that. I just posted a video on Facebook. Oh, wait, is he back? No, he's not. I just posted a video on Facebook. Not on Facebook, on YouTube. My girlfriend and I just went bug collecting. Oh, big yawn. Sometimes I yawn. Sometimes. My girlfriend and I just went bug collecting and we thought we caught a very rare species. Turns out that it wasn't, and then it turned out it was, and then it did eventually turn out it wasn't, which is lame. But it was a fun excitement for a little bit. Then we found a cricket with a parasite on it, which is what she was really looking for. So now she's at her lab right now with her just probably staring at it. I filmed a bunch of it. But she just got this larva growing off of this cricket. Looks like it's about to burst. It was about to burst earlier. Kind of crazy. Bugs are weird. And now I'm wondering if maybe I chose the wrong path and I should have done biology. Maybe. I love science. I always have loved science, but I don't like the writing part. So like the research part of it, not my gig. I'm wondering, am I going too far off track? Did we really have a track for this? I don't think we did. I do get concerned that I talk better when it's just talking to myself than with people. I'd rather be better at talking with people. And I enjoy talking with people more, but I also worry that there's like too much blank space. Ooh, speaking of which, I need to write something down. I need to keep a notepad with me at all times. Let me go to the notes right now. Oh, he's back. All right, well, I'll do that later. So now everybody welcome Zack Scriven and his daughter. Hi, Zoe. Oh, there she is.
What's up, man?
Just holding down.
Nice, man. I'm here with Zozo. Zozo woke up.
Oh.
Say hi, Zoe. Say hello.
Hello. Oh.
She's being shy.
Oh.
Zoe, why are you being shy? It's because you can't see? It's because you can't see? She's just watching her iPad.
Of course. She's legit.
All right, dude. So, yeah, man. What else is good?
I don't know, man.
I could use another cup of coffee right now.
Dude, same. I just had about a half a cup of Monster probably an hour ago. Never really kicked in.
Never really kicked in?
Never did.
Oh man, that sucks.
I might have to get some coffee.
Coffee with Kyle's.
Coffee with Kyle's. I think I've watched 3 episodes of that. It was after you talked about it.
Oh yeah. Do you see my episode?
Oh, are you in it?
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't.
It's episode 37, I think.
Oh no.
So you want to talk to the microphone? I want to have a podcast, dude. So today's Zoe's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Zoe.
Zoe, welcome to your first podcast. So Zoe, what do you have to say to the listeners now that you're 2 years old? You're shy?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Profound.
I do want to do that, like interview her like every year on her birthday or something. Ask her like what her goals are, what her dreams are, what she wants to be when she grows up. See how it changes over time. You know.
Do it. That'd be sweet.
Got to teach her the content creation business.
That's right.
Zoe, it's really a passion. She really likes artwork. That's why that's her form of content creation, I think. Do you like painting,
tell.
Zoe? Do you like painting? Blue. Oh yeah, it's blue. What's your favorite color, Zoe? Blue is your favorite color? Blue and green. What about pink color?
Yes.
Don't bite it. Okay, so Zoe, out of all of these paintings behind us, which one is your favorite? Zozo. Which one's your favorite? Pink color? That one? Yeah, it's this one right here.
Nice.
That's actually that one's a good one.
I can see the inspiration. Picasso, Monet, Michelangelo, it's all there.
Dude, this one was insane because it was like all perfect, and then she just started. It was like laying on the ground, and she just started pouring just dark blue on it.
It's the artist's choice.
Yeah.
Could sell those.
Yeah, they're priceless though, man.
Dude, I know.
The originals.
The original. You got to get some prints of them.
Yeah, that would be actually a good idea. I was thinking about maybe just if she started an Instagram or something, that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
And then you could have a little store sell, for like $10, you could print it out and have it mailed, or for like 15, it could be hand signed or something,
Yeah. Get out. Oh
Hey.
no.
Hey.
Hi.
Zoe, how come you don't want to talk on the podcast, Zoe? Zoe, how old are you? Oh, you want candy?
Yay!
Do you want a birthday cake?
No.
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 Oh, you want a happy cake?
Oh.
What do you want? Yeah, she's distracted. Yeah, but today's her second birthday, so
Oh.
she's going back to school.
Ooh.
She's approximately 57% potty trained.
Sweet.
when she feels like it, she's potty trained.
Yeah. I mean, that's progress.
What else? She's pretty much speaks in full sentences. She knows all her grandparents and her aunts and her uncles by name. Uncle Mike, Uncle Albert, Uncle Coco. Who's your favorite uncle, Zoe? No. Oh, Daddy?
She's gonna pick favorites yet.
You love Daddy? So, yeah, man, you should children are awesome, man. I would advise getting them, but I'd advise getting them at the right time.
Yeah.
Not saying that I didn't get them at the right time. I had kind of been like at a point in my life where I was like I kind of wanted that responsibility,
It's fair. It's like a reason behind things too.
Yeah. Look, she found a push pin.
Oh.
She said pink.
Pink. Violet.
Ouchie.
Sweet.
So we got her more Legos. So she had one box of Legos, like the Duplos.
Uh-huh.
So we got another box, and then we got a Mickey and Minnie Mouse. We got a Mickey and Minnie Mouse one, and like create more stuff. Like she's not limited by the number of pieces.
Dude, yes. Can never limit.
But yeah, she's funny. She'll like really just build like a block sometimes, and it's like she's almost like playing Tetris with the blocks, you know.
Uh,
Other times, now this new one has like a train set, so she like put Mickey and Minnie on the train and was like playing. It's pretty cool to play with her with that, and that's kind of something that I like doing too. So it's cool for us to both play together.
nice. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, the kid that I watch, there's only one kid that I'll watch.
Kid YouTube channel?
No. No, like a kid that I babysit.
Oh, okay.
But he just got a Nintendo Switch and he plays Fortnite. I think he's 6 or 7.
Nice.
But like, I'll go and watch him when we play Fortnite. It's hilarious.
Just getting into stuff.
Oh no.
Dude, this has been a pretty beast podcast, I'd say.
Yeah. I'd say it was
Whoever's
productive.
listening, productive. So yeah, podcasts though, man. I don't know. I really like doing podcasts. They're fun.
I just love it because I don't feel bad not editing because I feel like that gives it like its own thing, and
Yeah.
I enjoy the. I'd say that the community behind podcasts is my very favorite.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I hope I get to go to this Podfest next year.
Podfest.
It's
Where's
like
that at?
it's like VidCon for podcasters. It's in Florida. Try to
Oh,
go to it. It's
dang.
like in March. So
Huh.
I might be speaking at it, but I don't know yet for sure.
That'd be intense.
I got to double down on my speaking game.
Yeah, dude, I'm petrified of public speaking.
Me too.
Got to do it.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I got to look into that. Florida. I've got family in Florida. Maybe I could. Do you know what part?
Orlando, I believe.
Dude, you can fly to Orlando for nothing. Although I guess don't matter for you. But
Yes, I can. I can fly to Orlando for nothing. Quite literally.
well, actually, so the flights, Allegiant flies from Nashville to Richmond, which is where I just
Hold on
fly
one second.
into. Oh, what's she doing? She's beating what she's doing over there. She's beating. Oh wait, no, he's taking her away. Well, she's beating things up. It looked like in the corner. Maybe not. Potentially just hanging out, but it looked like she was beating things up. She did find a thumbtack, but that's all safe. Oh,
All right,
what's
we're
up?
back.
And we're back.
Joey wanted to go inside.
What was I saying? Flights, Delta. No, so Allegiant flies from Richmond to Nashville, which is the second closest airport to my girlfriend's college. But you can fly to Nashville for like $30 one way.
What?
It's ridiculous. Yeah,
That's
but
insane.
you only get a like a personal item. You don't get a carry on or a bag, but still, like, it's wild.
You can't even bring a personal item to put under the seat in front of you?
No. You do get you don't get a carry on. So like, I'd be able to
Okay.
bring a backpack. I was gonna bring
Can't check anything. Yeah. You can still make that work.
Yeah. I mean, especially like we're going to a wedding in a couple weeks, and I'm flying in, and all I need is just like one dress pair of clothes, and then whatever. But it'll just be like the weekend, so it'll be fine.
That's a nice hack, dude.
Yeah, not too shabby.
Yeah, I like the Joe Rogan podcast because of the stuff that they talk about on it.
I agree. There's a YouTube channel. I don't know if it's his or not, but it's the
Joe
like the
Rogan fan
JRE
page?
clips. No, it's just a clips
Okay.
thing, but it's the best. Like, because it'll be like 10 to 30-minute clips, but they're all like on one topic. Highly recommend, because it like takes out the stuff that wasn't really like useful, I guess, or whatever,
Yeah.
or off topic. Legitness. Oh,
LinkedIn. So you've been on LinkedIn a little bit more?
Yeah, not really. I don't really post anything. I just added some like new skills. I haven't really done anything through it. I'll
Yeah,
connect.
it's a
It'll be like,
different animal, dude. It's different
it
for
is.
sure.
I'll go and check my suggested people every now and then, and that's just about it. And I go and look at the feed. One of my old baseball coaches posts all the time, so I check his. That's about it. Yeah.
Dude, Mark Metry just posted how to start a top charts podcast in 6 months.
Huh.
What's your why for the podcast? What are you actually doing this for? Do you like attention or hearing your own voice? Maybe it's because you're trying to get more clients. Whatever the reason is, find it and use it. So now this doesn't mean you need to plan out every single topic or guest, but without this, you will fail. Not only when things get difficult and you don't see results, but also for allowing others to join your boat. Busy people doing impactful things around the world don't have time to waste 30 minutes of their day. I'm interviewing the first billionaire, Naveen Jain, on my podcast in a couple weeks, and it made me start thinking how much of 30 minutes of this guy's time actually worth. I don't want to do the math, but I'm sure you get the point. Recruiting a successful person to come on your show as a guest must have serious value. You must have a serious value proposition. I'm not necessarily talking in terms of an audience or money. Even podcasts with big audiences don't get impactful guests because important people don't like wasting their time.
Huh.
At the end of the day, you need to understand. This is almost done. This section of it. At the end of the day, you need to understand this. From a listener and guest perspective, why the hell would anyone take time out of their precious day away from their family to give you your share of their life? Give you a share of their life. Your value proposition has to be worth it. Yeah, so I think my podcast, why I started it was that it was kind of like a self-development thing for me, and that I would first do it for me first and foremost, and then second I'd do it for the guest. That would be the second person that I would be doing it for, so that way hopefully they could get something useful out of that time too, of talking with me. And then third is the audience, the listeners, that then they could find something valuable for it. And that's why when I'm talking, I think I talk much more directly at my guest or with my guest than in third person talking to the viewer, or listeners. So listeners out there. So Baifield, to the listeners out there, what would you say if you're an aspiring content creator in college? It's less like that and more just us talking and sharing stories. So I don't know. I think, that's kind of how I've had it defined since the beginning. Because I not that say that if you had the podcast focus on the audience first, that it would be bad. It would just be different, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it. I feel like I started it just as like a goal oriented thing, because I was like, I want to see how many I can do before it gets old, and then I realized that I was enjoying it. So then it was more like a discipline thing. Like it was just because I've always had this thing where I just want to create something.
Yeah.
Every day, or do something every day, and podcast was a great way. And then I just found out that I enjoyed it, and it was fun to get 20 people. It's fun.
My internet connection is unstable. Yeah, I know.
That's what mine just said.
I think it's a problem with my internet, I believe, which sucks because it kills my content creation. But whatever, we'll get it worked on.
We upgraded our internet at my house, and it's ridiculous. It's outrageous. And I've got
fiber,
a hardwire too.
Nice.
I mean, not here. I'm just on Wi-Fi here. But the router's next to me though. But
okay.
Good internet goes a long way. Oh.
Yeah. So I'll link that Mark Metry post. Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I'll share it with you on LinkedIn, but then for the listeners, I'll put it in the description.
In the description below. There's a guy, I just made a post on the Anchor community page. It was the Shure mic video. I was like comparing the Shure mic to the iPhone, and somebody in the comments said that their podcast was #1 in the traveling section in Australia, and they said that they just used their iPhone. But it was interesting, and their podcast is pretty good. It's like a family travel podcast. But I don't know. I would be okay with being a top 25 in a specific category. I don't know what my category would be. I feel like it's like life and development or like life and wellness. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. My category is hard to define too.
Lifestyle. Yeah. So I don't know. What time frame are we looking at? An hour and a half exactly.
Yeah. We focus on having a weekly podcast.
It's hard to have a weekly podcast with guests. Trying to get it at the same day every week.
Yeah.
I figured that out with when I was doing live streams, because I was like, we'll do it every Monday, but it's so hard to get guests on each Monday.
You have a successful podcast and you only post once a week, you're only kidding yourself. Dude, he's saying you got to post more than once a week.
Ooh. I think that's a big check mark.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm reading that article. All right. I just zoned into it. It's saying, yeah, he's just talking about other podcasters, how to collaborate with them and stuff. So
Nice.
right on, man. Dude, thanks for the time, man.
Yeah, for sure. Glad we got this out. Share those links. When are you planning on posting this?
Probably I'll upload it to YouTube today. Yeah, just get it done.
Dope. I love it. Love posting instantly.
Yes, that's why I like doing live. But yeah, I'll post it right after this. And yeah.
Sweet.
Maybe I'll see you at Hypergrowth.
Dude, let me know. Please do it. That would be so sweet.
I know. All right, man. Talk to you later, man. Peace out.
Later. Peace.